So we just had a press conference for Kamen Rider Gavv, and with it we got a bunch of news about the plot, characters, and the villains. And right off the bat, this series already has a different vibe to it compared to other series, and you'll see why. So without further ado, this is everything you need to know about Kamen Rider Gavv. Now starting us off, we have Shoma, and Shoma is going to be played by Hidekazu Jeanne. Now we've known about this for a while, but we just learned that his suit actor is going to be Yua Nawata, who has actually played Reiwa, Zero One, and Buffa. Now going into his actual character, we learned that he's an alien that was stranded on Earth, and he loves snacks and sweets, just like me. Now we already know that he produces the Gochizos by eating food, and that's how he transforms with them. Now what's different about him is he fights the evil members of this race, being the GRANUTE, and they eat humans and turn them into dark snacks. But this part right here gives me a little bit of Geats vibes, with his race actually taking his mom and turning her into a dark snack. And by the way, his mom is actually the same person who played Buster's wife. And something interesting that I found in the trailer is that his armor can actually get knocked off, and he uses another Gochizo to repair it, so he constantly is eating those during the battle, and they will die after being used. But another thing that was interesting is that he has inhumane strength, meaning that he can get hit by a car or fall off of a building and be completely fine. And we even see this in the trailer with him flying from the sky, and he's just fine, but I guess he's not fine since he was technically knocked out before that and got found by this kid, but whatever. But apparently this strength isn't enough to take out the Kaijin, so he turns into Kamen Rider Gavv. Also, we did get a look at his henshin, and I absolutely love it. It's definitely vibrant and colorful, and I definitely love the vibe that we're going for the series. It definitely looks really nice and clean. Can't wait to see it in full 1080p. But now let's move on to Kamen Rider Valen, who is HANTO KARAKIDA. And he's going to be played by Yusuke Hino, and the suit actor is Kotaro Kaji, who is known for doing Doom's Geats, Shinobi in the Tycoon special, and then Dark Ghost. But as far as we know, he is a human, just a generic guy, but he is a freelance writer who's looking for info on the disappearance of people that the GRANUTE took, so he is definitely going to be heavily involved in the story in that aspect. But as for his personality, all we got was that he's a daredevil and he's not afraid to get into situations. And people have actually mentioned that his mentor has already been in a Kamen Rider show, being Kamen Rider Amazons. And ever since Amazons came out, they've had a returning cast member come back for every series. But going back to Valen, we know that he isn't going to be Valen right from the start. Instead, there's going to be an incident that happens and he's going to transform using the Valen Buster. Now up next, we have our third main character being Sachika AMANE. And she's the president of the main store, HAPIPARE. Now, HAPIPARE is a sweet shop similar to how the Zenkaiger sweet shop was, and it definitely gives off the same vibe. But anyway, Sachika is definitely a gyaru with a positive and bright personality, so she's going to be very outgoing. But as of this moment, she isn't a rider, so I wonder if she's going to play a similar role to Mei and Saber, or if she's going to become the supposed pudding rider. And if you don't know who the pudding rider is, it's supposedly the third rider, and it's supposed to be yellow, but it looks like Momotaro's, like Momotaro's from Den-O, and it uses the gimmick similar to the Slash Driver. But I wonder what they mean by different type of heroine. Are they meaning like she's not going to be a rider, or what? But they do tell us to enjoy her interactions with Shoma, so yeah. But enough about the main characters, let's head into the villains, being the Stomach family, or the Stomach Corporation, whatever you want to call them. Now apparently all of them are related to Shoma, and they run a corporation that I said, the Stomach Corporation. And they're all members of the GRANUTE race who hide amongst humans and use their mouth stomachs, yes, mouth stomachs, to eat humans' happiness and turn them into acrylic board-like statues and send them to their home world to people called agents, whatever that means. And as a reward, they receive a cube with their emblem, and it's called Dark Snacks. Now, the eldest son of the family is Rango Stomach, and it could be pronounced as Lango, we really don't know. But he's played by Takashi Tsukimoto, I hope I said that right. But he is the current president, and he's a charismatic leader with amazing management skills. But apparently he dominates the world of granulated sweets. I don't know what that means, but I'm guessing it has something to do with his race. But he's a huge menace to Gavv. But then we have the eldest daughter being Grotta Stomach, who is played by Machi Chitose, and everybody's already simping for her, and do you blame them? But she oversees the sweets production, and she's seductive and alluring, and she already has people saying that they can change her or they can change them. Toku fans. But she's not afraid to get into hand-to-hand combat with her inhumane strength, and we saw that in the trailer with her fighting Valen. Now next up we have the second son being Nierve Stomach, who is played by Ryo Takahazawa. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. But he is definitely giving off George vibes of being a scientist and a schemer, and apparently he helps out the family with the technological problems, but he's heartless and has a cold personality. But then we have a set of twins being Theta and Jeep, and they oversee the purchases of the company. And yes, Jeep is a male and Theta is a female, and they are played by Honoka Kawasaki and Ruoto Koga. And obviously there will be minions that our main characters will have to beat, but we don't know anything about them. And all of these guys do have a different form that isn't humanoid, so then Gavv has to take them down in other different ways, as seen in the trailer with the whole motorbike deal, and I just think that's cool. Also, I found it interesting that each one of their names means tongue in another language. I'll throw up the languages that they represent. Also, we got another look of all the forms in motion, and I absolutely love how they are doing the forms, and they look very clean. I absolutely love how the potato chip one, he slices off the potato chips off the eyes. Now, as for the setting, immediately when I saw the leaked shot of the opening, it definitely felt like the sweet shot from Zenkaiger. And now seeing the full set, I definitely do think that it looks like it even more. Literally, it looks one-to-one. Definitely does feel very homey, and I absolutely love it. And if you look closely, you can see an Easter egg with Decade's camera being in one of the shots. And I wonder if this has to do with Decade summoning him in the GOTCHARD movie. Now, as for the staff, we have the official confirmation that the writer is Junko Komura, who is actually the main writer of Akiba Rangers, Zyuohger, Lupat, and Zenkaiger, but she also wrote a good chunk of Wizard and a little bit of Drive, I believe. And I absolutely love Lupat and Zenkaiger, so I'm curious on how she's going to handle being a head writer for a writer series. But one thing that I remember is that her shows are more lighthearted and not really gruesome and serious. But then again, all the shows that she's done have been mainly Sentai series, and she hasn't really been a head writer for a Kamen Rider show. But then again, Sentais are more lighthearted than Kamen Rider series, so maybe she'll do something really dark and gruesome. Who knows? Now, I already did a short going over the action director, the composer, and the director, but I'll go over it again. Now, the action director is the same guy who did the Geats IX debut, and he has a bunch of other stuff on his list. You can go and check out the wiki for that. But the composer is the same guy that did the Geats and Zero One's track, alongside the King Odra track, so those are definitely some really good soundtracks. I definitely enjoyed those, so they are definitely going to have bops this season. And the director is the same guy who did the Valvrad debut, so we are definitely in good hands this season. But one thing that I found that was interesting is they're already done filming episode 19 and 20, which is insane. But most of this is because they want to simulcast the shows to China, and they have to go through censorship laws, and they have to change stuff if China does no. It's a whole mess. But to put it into context, these episodes would premiere in January 2025, meaning it would be after the winter movie, and Gavv would already have a super form. So with this, I wonder if there's going to be a bunch of leaks this season, and I really hope that's not the case. But we already have leaks with the Pudding Rider, and we already probably will learn even more going into this. But I wonder if this is going to give them more time to cook in post-production, or if it's just for the whole censorship laws, and they're just going to wham bam, thank you ma'am type of the episodes. I hope that's not the case, but episode 1 does look pretty good from what I saw in the trailer, so hopefully they will keep up the energy in the next coming episodes. But my biggest fear is that there is a possibility of the final form being leaked even sooner than Kamen Rider GOTCHARD's final form. And that got leaked like 6 months before GOTCHARD's final form debuted. And we've already got confirmation that there's a Pudding Rider, so who knows if there's more information that will come out in the coming days. But we already got a guy who sketches out the belts and sometimes the suits, so who knows, they may leak the final form. I hope that's not the case, but it could happen. But out of all of this, I want 2 things to happen in the show. That being the Juicy Kid shows up in some cameo of some sort. He could be a main character, he could be a side character, he could be a one-off episode. I don't care. I want the Juicy Kid to show up. He's an actor that's constantly doing new stuff, so why not? And then also, I do want a Gavv crossover. It could be a V-Sin, it could be a stage show. I just want to see it. I want to see those 2 suits side by side together. I think it could be really cool to see the Juice Rider and then the Snack Rider. I just think it could be really cool. And yeah. Either way, if you want to stay up with anything Tokusatsu, make sure to subscribe with notifications on. While you're down there, go ahead and hit that like button down below, because it does help me out. Also, I'm going to try to stream the first episode of Gavv on Twitch when it premieres, so make sure to follow me on there, as well as my Twitter for any news regarding that. And if you're on Discord and want to join a server to talk about tokusatsu, anime, or really anything, go ahead and join the Team Tokusatsu Worldwide Discord server. This is a server a couple of friends and I made in order to promote tokusatsu in the West and to spread its word, so definitely go ahead and join that if you want to. But without further ado, I'm going to get the heck out of here. I'm Foul Plays, and I'm out. Peace.